Hello, my friends. Welcome back to StoryPath English. Today, I want to tell you about a day you probably celebrate every year. You give cards, you give chocolate, you give flowers, but do you know where it all came from? Do you know the real story behind Valentine's Day? It is not about candy companies. It is not about fancy dinners. It is a story of love, yes, but also a story of courage, of secret weddings, of a man who died for love. His name was Valentine, and his true story is more powerful than any romance movie. Stay with me, and if you enjoy stories like this, please subscribe. It was the year 270 AD in ancient Rome. A cruel emperor named Claudius II ruled the empire. He was not a kind man. He wanted a bigger army. He wanted to conquer more lands, but he had a big problem. Men did not want to join his army. Why? Because they loved their wives and families. They did not want to leave them for years of war. So Emperor Claudius made a terrible law. He banned marriage. He said young men could not get married. He said love made men weak. He wanted soldiers with no wives, no children, no hearts. This was the world of a young priest named Valentine. Valentine lived in Rome. He was not a famous man. He was not rich. He was just a priest who believed in love. He believed that God created love between a man and a woman, and he believed that no emperor had the right to destroy that. Valentine saw young couples crying. He saw lovers who could not become husband and wife. He saw the pain in their eyes, and he made a decision, a dangerous decision. He decided to break the law. In secret, late at night, Valentine performed wedding ceremonies. A young man and a young woman would come to his small house. They would whisper their promises. Valentine would pray for them, and he would marry them. No rings, no big celebrations, just love and courage. For many months, Valentine did this. He married dozens of couples. Each wedding was a secret. Each wedding was an act of bravery. The couples were happy. They felt hope again. But secrets never stay hidden forever. One night, soldiers knocked on Valentine's door. The emperor had heard rumors. Valentine was arrested. They put chains on his hands. They took him to a dark, cold prison. The jail was underground. There was no window. There was very little food. The guards told Valentine, "You will die here." While he was in prison, something unexpected happened. The prison guard had a daughter. She was a young girl. She was blind. She had never seen the sun. She had never seen a flower. She had never seen her father's face. The guard heard that Valentine was a holy man. He asked Valentine to teach his daughter. Valentine agreed. He talked to the girl through the bars of his cell. He told her stories about the world. He told her about the blue sky. He told her about green trees. He told her about birds and rivers and stars. The girl could not see, but she could listen. She loved Valentine's voice. She felt something warm in her heart. Day after day, they talked. And then a miracle happened. Some old stories say that Valentine prayed for the girl, and suddenly she could see. Her eyes opened. She saw the light for the first time. She saw the tears on her father's face. She saw Valentine's kind smile behind the bars. The guard was so happy that he believed in Valentine's God. He promised to do anything for Valentine. But the emperor's order was clear. Valentine had broken the law. He had married soldiers in secret. He had disobeyed Rome. The punishment was death. On the night before his execution, Valentine wrote a letter. He wrote it to the young girl, the guard's daughter. He wanted to say goodbye. He thanked her for her friendship. He told her to always believe in love. And at the bottom of the letter, he wrote 3 words: "Your Valentine." That was the first Valentine's letter ever written. The next morning, February 14th, Valentine was taken outside the city walls. He was beaten with stones. Then he was beheaded. He died for love. He was not a soldier. He was not a king. He was just a priest who believed that love was worth dying for. After his death, people remembered Valentine. They called him a saint. The Catholic Church made February 14th his feast day, Saint Valentine's Day. For hundreds of years, people honored him on that day. But it was not about romance yet. It was about faith and courage. Then something changed. In the Middle Ages, a poet named Geoffrey Chaucer lived in England. He wrote a famous poem about birds choosing their mates on Valentine's Day. Chaucer wrote, "For this was on Saint Valentine's Day, when every bird comes there to choose his mate." People loved that idea. They began to think of February 14th as a day for lovers. Young men and women started to exchange small gifts. They wrote love letters. They called each other "my Valentine." The tradition grew slowly, like a flower opening its petals. By the 1700s, people in England and France were sending Valentine's cards. Some were handmade with lace and ribbons. Some had little poems inside. Then, in the 1800s, a woman in England named Esther Howland started making Valentine's cards in a factory. She is called the Mother of the Valentine. She made beautiful cards with real lace and colorful pictures. They became very popular in America. And then, of course, companies saw the opportunity. Chocolate makers, flower shops, card companies, all of them began to sell Valentine's products. Today, millions of people celebrate February 14th. They spend billions of dollars. Some people love it. Some people think it is too commercial. But behind all the candy and the hearts, there is a real story. A story of a man who said no to a cruel emperor. A man who performed secret weddings in the dark. A man who went to prison for love. A man who wrote "Your Valentine" with his own hand, knowing he would die the next morning. So today, when you give a Valentine's card, remember the real Valentine. He had no money, no power, no army, but he had love, and he proved that love is stronger than any law. Love is stronger than any emperor. Love is stronger than death itself. From a cold prison in ancient Rome to the hearts of millions around the world, Valentine walked a lonely road. He walked it with faith. He walked it with courage. He walked it with nothing but love. And that love is still alive today. Thank you for listening to this story. If you enjoyed it, please like this video and subscribe to StoryPath English for more stories that help you learn English naturally. Tell me in the comments, how do you celebrate Valentine's Day and where are you watching from? I love hearing from you. See you in the next story, my friends.